Good morning, it's Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Morning Wake Up. Back to school. First day of school for Yonkers public school students. Are parents excited? Happy? Let's talk about it. Good morning, it's Freddie Vasquez. This is the Yonkers, New York Basement Politics Morning Wake Up. First day of school for Yonkers public school students. Also, let's recap last night's episode. Let's be clear on last night's episode. Where is there some misunderstandings? Good morning. I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics Morning Wake Up. Happy Tuesday. And it's the first day of school. So I want to wish all the students attending Yonkers Public School a great day. Unfortunately, the weather is not so good. But, hopefully everyone made it on the first day. I know my kids were late today. I didn't want to put them on a bus. And then they had to bring all their school supplies and stuff. And it's a lot of stuff. And I wonder, with 75% of the student body living at or below the poverty line, were there challenges for many of the students purchasing all the school supplies? Both my kids had 2 bags, big bags full, heavy bags. I had to have my son get assistance to make it to his class with so much stuff in his bag. I want to real quick go back and recap last night's episode. I want to be very clear. I didn't say Tim Hodges wrote the article about the fictitious play Politics on the Hudson. What I said was that the author who was listed there was Jim Hedges, and it reminded me or sounded like Tim Hodges, and the article was based about a fictitious play called Yonkers on the Hudson, and the characters' names were very similar to our city council and our elected officials, so they mirrored real life individuals. So based on that, I said, well, automatically when I saw Jim Hedges as the author, I said I thought of Tim Hodges. But he didn't write it. I didn't say he wrote it. I doubt Tim Hodges wrote that. I highly doubt it. And, Tim Hodges is a good guy. I always say good things about him. So I wanted to clear that up because apparently people are saying that I said that. But that just goes to show that people watch Basement Politics and people talk about it. All right, because I'm hearing about this in the morning already. And I just want to be clear because I like Tim and I don't want any misconceptions out there about the guy. He's minding his business, living his life, right? So not to bring you up and stuff. But anyway, yesterday I spoke about, if you didn't watch it, the fictitious play that was written about in the Yonkers Tribune called Politics on the Hudson, about a political crime family, quote unquote, called the Sopranos, where the mayor was named Mario Soprano. And there were characters such as Mickey Green, I should say, who was referring obviously to Mike Breen, and Shaniqua, I forgot what their last name was, who was referring to Shanae Williams, the Valley girl. And then there was a Christmas Day, Tisha Rollins, Lakeisha Collins. So it was interesting. Check it out if you missed it. It basically laid some things out. So I've getting a lot of, also I want to clear up that I'm not exposing Yonkers corruption. That's not me. I didn't create that page. What I talk about in terms of Yonkers in politics, I do it right here in Basement Politics. There's no need for me to create a fake page. That's not me. However, whoever is creating or has created that page is certainly on fire. They are pumping out post after post with all kinds of corruption, whether accusations or facts or, history, because they're going back and digging up old posts and stuff like that. And so that individual is truly, really on a mission. They may be the individuals who put that flyer out for the rally on September 13th in regards to the term limits. September 13th at 7 p.m. at Unity Fountain. Will you be attending the no term limit extension rally or whatever it's called? I'm anticipating a lot of people to be there now. It's all over now. People are talking about it, but people have been talking about term limits for quite some time. That is the biggest concern that many people have. Whether or not term limits are going to be eliminated or extended, I doubt they'll be extended again. They most likely will push for a term elimination. Not me either. I say what I say, although I love that page. Great, true information. And Carolyn is referring to the exposing Yonkers corruption, because I thought it was you. I'll be honest, but then I thought it was somebody else, and now that's kind of my focus. I think it's someone else. I mean, my opinion is very conspiratorial, so I don't want to mention it. Some people say, "Hey, Freddie, I thought you were smart, man. You're a conspiracy theorist," but this politics or game of politics here is very crazy. I mean, you don't know which way's up. Left from right. People are constantly misleading you. You don't know who to trust. It's very true. You cannot trust anyone, even though you want to. There's some people, I want to trust you, but I just can't. It's just the rules. It's the political rules, right? You don't trust anybody. So I also want to mention, because this has been brought up also, the vape shops. What's going on with all these vape shops opening up? I don't know. Are people really vape like that? Or are they doing something else out of there? I don't know. Hey, listen, anybody want to go get weed? You could have been doing this over there at on North Broadway, right? By the fish market there, or the jewelry store there. Get yourself weed. You don't need a card. It's been like that for a couple of years now. You may be interested in one of the purses there also, but I don't know if that's, why people mostly go in there. I don't know if anyone's interested in the purses, but the weed, go in the back, no card, and you don't have to be of age. And there you go. All right. And the building department allows them to open up, no problem. Yeah, Freddie Vasquez, I have to have a $10,000 fire protection system now installed in my daycare, right? But people can sell weed to young people, no medical cards or nothing, for years, right there on North Broadway and Getty Square. And it's okay. I don't understand this. Folks, I don't get this. Anyone help me out here? I don't know. I guess if you're Jewish, you can do that. You know what I mean? And that's a fact. So there's a Jewish individual, right? I don't know how, but please help me out, guy. How do you manage to stay in business for so long when it was actually legal at one point? And I don't know even if it's legal now to do it recreational and to sell to underage. And I can't even get my dang daycare center open up. I mean, I don't know what's going on here. Well, anyway, folks, these vape shops are opening up. And there's some concerns, because I hear that a student at YMA from Yonkers Montessori may have almost overdosed or had a health problem when smoking the liquid marijuana that was purchased at a vape shop on McLean Avenue. Why hasn't Councilman John Rubel done anything about it? From what sources are telling me, the Yonkers Police Department have traced the liquid marijuana back to this particular vape shop at 998 McLean Avenue. Why is it not shut down? Did they test what that chemicals was? Because I've been hearing about this, folks, and I don't know if many of you remember about the heart conditions that people were having from vaping, and they blamed it on tobacco vapes. But in reality, what was happening is that the kids were actually smoking the marijuana, the liquid marijuana, and because they were fake, people just making them and selling them, they started having heart problems. And so they didn't want to tell their parents or police that they were smoking the marijuana, the liquid marijuana. So they told them it was the nicotine ones. So they were blaming it on the nicotine. But the fact is that it's those liquid THC cartridges. You don't know who's making them. And so you have to be very careful with that stuff. You don't know what's in there, what chemicals are in there that you're inhaling. So be very careful if you're going to do that. But just something that was brought to my attention, and I wanted to make people aware, right? Parents, be careful. Your kids going into one of these vape shops, because they don't care about the age. Trust me, I know for a fact they don't care about the age. I've witnessed it. They don't care about the age, these vape shops, and that's why I mentioned that shop over there in Getty Square. Young people going in there. and they've been doing so for a while, getting the vapes. Right? So be careful, parents. Those present a health problem. That's pesticide and all that stuff. I kind of did the research a while back in that stuff. So you have to be very careful. Kids are attracted to it. It doesn't have really a smell. So I guess they figure they can get away with it. You know, they can sneak it easily. So I just want to make parents aware of that. Well, it's back to school for, kids in the Yonkers public schools. Rainy day. Not the greatest day to go back to school, but I know a lot of parents are probably happy. Some parents I hear were happy. Yesterday, I spoke to a couple of moms and they were like, yes, their kids are going back to school. Hallelujah. But hopefully, they'll have some better, experiences than last year in terms of the conditions of the buildings. I mean, from what I'm hearing from parents, that kids were sitting in hot classrooms or cold classrooms in the wintertime because heating systems are not working. Someone recently sent me an article in regards to the lead that was in the tap water in the Yonkers public school buildings. This was back from 2016, but have they addressed that issue? Councilwoman Shanae Williams also indicated, but she flat out just said that the school roofs were falling down. These buildings are in much needed repair. And as the students enter another school year, not much has been done to improve the schools. Not much at all. The only thing that, we can see happening is the building of an overpriced school on McLean Avenue, a much needed, new school building. However, the old ones that we have, which some are over 100 years old, are in much need of renovations, millions of dollars of renovations. And I don't think any of them got renovated. Nothing was actually really done. And it's sad to me. Honestly, it's very sad to me that one of the main priorities, aside from affordable housing, is our education and the school buildings, the conditions that the school buildings are in, the quality of the education that the students at the Yonkers public schools are receiving. Yet that gets such little attention. People tout about all the money that they bring to Yonkers. Oh, we brought this much money to the Yonkers public school, when in fact that was done through federal government, pandemic money, or through the, governor. I remember, Shelley Mayer, Nader Sayage, even London Reyes, who else? Some of the council people, or taking credit for $25 million that was brought to the school. I remember I spoke to Shelley Mayer. I was sitting in her office, and no disrespect to nobody I mentioned. I'm just saying they all said that, I was the reason, or I helped bring this $25 million to the thing. So I spoke to Shelley about that, Senator Shelley Mayer, once in her office. And I said, yeah, that these individuals said they brought that, Tasha Diaz, they brought that 25 million. She looked like this. She said, I and some of my other state, colleagues were responsible for that $25 million, right? So everybody's taking credit for this money, and then doing the same thing now. They're taking credit for this money that, in fact, they are not themselves directly having any true impact in getting to the Yonkers public schools. That money is being, allocated to states all over the country, right? And it's supposed to disperse to schools. Kathy Hochul just announced $390 million for the 2022-23 school year. How is that money going to be allocated? See, this is what we don't know. We hear this number. They tell us this number. Oh, I got 25 million, 390 million. But how is it being allocated? Because according to the Yonkers Board of Ed, the universal pre-K grant that they received ended. So, or it ran out, I should say. So they had no more money to add more kids. But didn't Kathy Hochul just, $390 million, and granted, it wasn't all just for universal pre-K, but it was for education, childcare, universal pre-K. That was a big one that they mentioned. So where's that money going? Schools are not getting repaired. There's no real resources. I mean, I had to bring in 2 big heavy bags of school supplies for my kids because now they have to bring everything. I mean, how much people are spending? I don't even know how much my wife spent. I didn't go with her. A couple $100. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's all propaganda and people fall for it 1000%. And they lie all the time for your votes. Think about it. NASA has unlimited spending for, you know what? They faked the moon landing, and I don't want to sidetrack, but I can share with anyone who's interested a documentary that breaks it down. I mean, it's scientifically proven that the moon landing was a fake. It was done to get more money. And this is what they do. They suck the money out of the taxpayers. That's what they do. So where's this money going that's been allocated for the schools? Again, our kids are entering another school year. Nothing has improved or changed in the Yonkers public school for the better. It's actually overcrowded even more now because so many more people have moved into Yonkers, and they didn't build any new buildings. They're working on one, but it hasn't been complete. So think about how overcrowded schools are now. And what about safety? Many parents have actually reached out to me in regards to the safety of the school buildings. I don't want to knock it. I was at my kid's school today. I did go there. There is safety officers that meet you at the door. They're there greeting people. So, I don't know how you guys want to do that. Maybe you want to have police officers in there, but metal detectors is not the option. And that's what I'm hearing. No, we don't want metal detectors in our schools, right? Our children are not even mandated to write their names in script. Yeah, well, Tasha Diaz wanted them to because she wants to make sure that they can sign the ballots when she comes to their door bringing them food. But there are a lot of things that are not taught in schools that should be, that are very practical, that actually will benefit kids in the future as adults. Financial literacy, debt management or avoidance, right? Purchasing a home, investing in a business, things that you actually are going to encounter. Filling out a job application, sitting in an interview, and how to communicate with the interviewee, right? Because sometimes I interview people and I'm just like, if you're going to communicate like this, I can't hire you. I need you to be able to speak to my clients clearly, effectively, with confidence and certainty. Right? So these are things that they need to be taught in school, and they're not. I remember when I was in science class, we were dropping a little liquid diluted acid on these rocks to see what was the reaction. What did I ever do with that after that class? Nothing. Nothing. The only thing I ever did with rocks was skip them across a lake, right? So the things that are we taught, they just don't teach us some of the things. Our history is not American history. History has been rewritten. The victors write the history. So you have to do your homework, folks. I can go on today, but I want to just mention that back to school. Today's the first day. Drive safe. It's raining. Be careful. Please, folks. I've seen this many times. Watch the stop signs on these school buses when they come on. Right. And look, I'm not, I like to drive. I got cars. I go, on the highway. I may not always do the speed limit, but I'm very aware of school buses and kids. I don't shoot past these stop signs when they're on, and I see many people doing that. And that's very dangerous, very dangerous. And stop speeding through school zones, especially you folks on Lockwood going up and down. Schools back in. That's a very bad area with the speeding. So you have many schools and daycare centers there. So please be careful, folks out there, when you're driving. Kids are out now. Schools back in. They're going to be getting on buses and stuff like that. So pay attention. And, and again, I just hope that something can change for the better for the Yonkers public schools. I want to see some of these stats change. 75% of the students are living at or below the poverty line. 72% of the population, student body, are Black and Hispanic. Overcrowded, dilapidated schools falling apart. People have complained about mold, lead, asbestos, and nothing has been addressed. We have 4 Black women, Democrats, majority, super a majority, and yet they have not gotten anything done for the people. The only thing they've done is help developers continue to build more luxury developments by buying up city property and changing zoning laws when needed. That's it. That's all they've done. Nothing for the schools and affordable housing, nothing. They killed it. Tasha Diaz basically said, I don't want any more affordable housing in Yonkers. I got my apartment. I'm good. Screw the rest of you. I'm Freddie Vasquez. Have a beautiful and blessed day. Make sure you out there driving safe. It needs to be taught. I can do a whole episode on that stuff. Facts. Anyway, folks, thank you for joining me. I just want to put that out there. Again, parents, be careful with these vape stuff, man. These kids vaping, that liquid THC is not good in these vape shops. Some of them are, selling them to minors. They don't care. Getty Square on McLean. Be careful. A kid almost, overdose, I hear. I don't know how overdose. Maybe it was some medical condition thing. Because, well, we don't know what was in there. Could have been an overdose. They're putting fentanyl and everything now. Anyway, folks, I'm Freddie Vasquez. I'm going to head to work. Have a beautiful and blessed day. Stay dry. I will see you possibly mañana. Taking a break. Take care, folks. Oh, and by the way, don't forget, share the podcast. Share the podcast. Listen, I was criticized by a certain individual, but he's considers me a competitor, so I get it. But I do and I'll start it back up in the fall. I do a contest. I call it the Dare to Share. And the reason why is because people, are not always confident or comfortable sharing the podcast because of the things I say. But people do watch. Sometimes people don't like to watch live. They don't want to know. But if you're willing to share, the one who shares the most podcasts will win cash prizes. Hey, what's wrong with that? Nothing wrong with that. You're doing me a favor. It's like paying for advertisement. Why not pay the people to advertise for me? I always like giving jobs and the work to the people. So if you want to help me advertise, the person who shares the most starting next month in the Dare to Share contest will win cash prizes. I might as well give it to you guys rather than to some social media advertising person. I'm Freddie Vasquez, folks. Don't forget to share this Basement Politics. Tell a friend to tell a friend. This is where you get it honest, unbiased, and unfiltered. Have a great day.
Freddie wins. Fatality.
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddie Vasquez. You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddie Vasquez.
Thank you for watching Basement Politics with my husband, Freddie Vasquez.
Freddie wins. Fatality.
No!